Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a really powerful strategy for growing your business, the Offshore Software Development Center, or as you'll hear me call it, the OSDC. You know, in these crazy, turbulent times, every business is looking for an edge, right? How do you not just survive, but actually grow and become more resilient? Well, a huge piece of that puzzle is your tech strategy. And that, my friends, is exactly where the OSDC fits in. So, here's what we've got on tap. We're going to break down what an OSDC actually is, how it's not the same as general outsourcing, and we'll go through 4 signs that you might need one. Then we'll cover the big benefits, how to find the perfect partner, and, super important, how to sidestep the common pitfalls. All right, let's dive right in. First things first, what in the world is an offshore software development center? Okay, so here's the simplest way to think about it. An OSDC is basically a dedicated, specialized team that's an extension of your company. They're not just some random freelancers. They're your team. They just happen to be located in another country. And their whole job? To create, maintain, and support your software solutions. So what does that look like day to day? Well, they operate as a completely separate but totally dedicated unit. They're not just churning out generic code. They're building software customized to your specific business needs. They're in constant contact with your team back home, and, this is a big one, they can scale up or down whenever you need them to. It's all about getting that perfect blend of flexibility, customization, and, of course, competitive pricing. Okay, this next part is super important because it's where a lot of people get tripped up. You'll hear OSDC and outsourcing thrown around like they're the same thing. They're not. Not even close. So let's really break down the key differences. All right, take a look at this. The biggest difference is right there in the dedication row. An OSDC team is your team, exclusively. A general outsourcing team, they might be working on 3 other client projects at the same time. And that flows into everything else: personalization, communication, and especially control. With an OSDC, you have a much, much higher degree of supervision and input. It really feels like they're just in the office than the hall. Okay, so now that we've cleared that up, the big question is this right for you, for your business? Let's go through 4 big signs that an OSDC might be exactly what you need. Yeah, think of this as a little checklist. See if any of these 4 sound familiar. Okay, sign number 1. You've got some serious data security requirements. If you're handling sensitive customer info or proprietary data, you can't mess around. A good OSDC will already have rock-solid security and QA processes built in, which means you're not starting from scratch trying to protect your assets. Sign number 2. You need some really specific tech skills, but you either can't find anyone in your area or the people you do find cost a small fortune. An OSDC totally blows the doors open to a global talent pool. Suddenly you have access to incredible developers you couldn't find or afford at home. All right, number 3. Your project isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. It's huge, it's ongoing, and it's gonna need to scale. An OSDC gives you a stable, centralized team for the long haul. You can grow and adapt without the constant pain and expense of recruiting and expanding your own in-house department. And the last one, sign number 4, you want to spend less to get more, and you want to focus on what you're actually good at. Let's be real, if you run an insurance company, your expertise is insurance, not building a software team from the ground up. That's a massive distraction. An OSDC lets you hand off the tech to the experts so you can stay focused on your core business. So, did any of those 4 signs make you go, yep, that's me? If so, you're definitely going to want to lean in for this next part, because we're talking about the real, tangible benefits, the upside. And the benefits are, frankly, huge. Let's start with the big one, money. We're talking about significant cost savings, sometimes up to 50% compared to hiring a team in the US. That's a game changer. Then there's the access to a much bigger pool of amazing developers. And get this, you can turn time zones into an advantage. Your offshore team can work while you sleep, creating a 24/7 development cycle. And of course, there's the incredible flexibility to scale your team up or down as you need. That kind of agility is a massive competitive weapon. All right, so maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm in. This sounds like what I need. But hold on, how do you find the right partner? This is a huge decision, so you can't just wing it. Let's walk through a simple 6-step guide to make sure you get it right. First, and this is non-negotiable, you have to know exactly what you need, define your requirements. Then you choose a location. Think about time zones, language, and political stability. After that, it's time to hunt for vendors. Then comes the deep dive.
check out their past work, really dig into their management and security policies, and finally, go over the contract and costs with a fine-tooth comb. Seriously, doing your homework here will save you so many headaches later on.
But look, let's be real. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like any big strategic move, there are potential pitfalls. So, to give you the full picture, we have to talk about the risks, and more importantly, how to deal with them. So, what can go wrong? Well, communication can get tricky with different languages or just different communication styles. You might run into cultural differences in how people approach work or deadlines. The time zone thing, while it can be a benefit, can also make scheduling a nightmare. And just managing a team across the world, that takes skill. These are all very real things you need to be ready for.
But here's the good news. For every one of those challenges, there's a solution. The trick is to be proactive, not reactive. Set up super clear communication rules right from the start. Make an effort to understand each other's cultures. Use project management tools like Agile to keep everyone on the same page. And honestly, if you can, an in-person visit can do wonders for building trust. All these risks are totally manageable if you just plan ahead.
So we've covered a lot of ground, right? We know what an OSDC is, how it's different from just outsourcing, the signs you might need one, and how to find a partner while dodging the bullets, which brings the question right back to you and your business. As you're looking to build resilience and really scale up, could a dedicated offshore team be your next big strategic move?